Hello and welcome to Resident Evil 2 on N64, where, first of all, we've got to tell it what type of controls we want to use. See, this game is a little bit unique among classic Resident Evil games, in that it's got this first-person mode controls, which is remarkably similar to what we would later see in Resident Evil 1 HD Remaster. Like, where direction on control stick equals direction you go on screen instead of tank controls. It's remarkable that they left that as exclusive to this version of the game for 15 years. Also, this being an N64.
A bizarre incident occurred in the outskirts of an American suburb called
Raccoon
City.
You can hear it already.
It was later revealed that the terrible disaster had been caused by the T virus, a mutagenic toxin created by the international enterprise Umbrella Incorporated for use in bioweapon experiments. The Raccoon City Police Department's Special Stars Unit immediately began investigation in the affair. The case was apparently closed, thanks to the efforts of STARS members Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. But the Umbrella Corporation's experiments were far from finished.
So yeah, N64 version of a PS1 game went from 700 megabytes per disc across 2 discs for voices and cutscenes and whatnot to 64 megabytes for the entire game. Things had to be compressed. So yeah, the FMVs are crunchy as they'll ever get. The audio is also crunchy as heck. But here we are.
What have we got here?
Cop, first day on the force, finds a corpse in the middle of the road, gets out of his car and just goes, "What have we got here?"
Guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me? Man, what a mess. What could have done this? What was that? What are these things? All right, that's far enough. Don't move. Don't move. No! What's up with that guy? That was a clean hit.
Leon having to shoot his second person ever. What's up with that guy? That was a clean hit.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down! We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer.
This audio is so crunchy.
There! Buckle up.
Okay. What's going on? I arrived in town, and the whole place went
Great.
insane.
The radio's out.
You're a cop, right?
Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh? Name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
Hey, could you open the glove box?
Sure. There's a gun inside.
Better take it with you.
still in one piece.
Maniac's gonna ram us!
I'm pretty sure airbags still existed in 1998.
Claire!
Leon!
I'm okay. Head to the station. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, apparently my changing of the controls in the options menu earlier did nothing. But there we go. We're on type. Excuse me. Ah, I didn't go to exit. I pressed B. Okay, so now we're on control type deep. So, as you can see, I can do donuts. Which, considering RE2 OG didn't have quick turn yet, this is a huge advantage in terms of controlling the game. Though I do have to be a little careful on scene transitions because they function a little bit differently. Also, this screen right here will show you why it is that during gameplay screens, there's black bars around the footage. The menu and the game itself run at different resolutions and in different parts of the screen. So there's no way to make it so that the footage that I am presenting to you remains consistent with no black bars without chopping off some parts somewhere. Also, I'm playing on Analogue 3D, which means I do have access to like a CRT filter, which I actually really like the CRT filter here because, you know, it looks like a consumer CRT would back in the day. The problem is, if you are watching this at anything other than native 4K on YouTube, it looks terrible and uneven. And yeah, I can't guarantee that everyone watching this is going to watch in native 4K on YouTube. And even if they were watching in native 4K on YouTube, there's the whole video compression potentially causing issues thing. So I have to play on clean instead of instead of a CRT mask. But whatever. Anyway, let's get inside here. And this may be a rando, but I'm going to take a risk and try not picking up anything until I reach the RPD.
Freeze!
Just to see if Brad shows up.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on. I don't have a clue. By the time I noticed something was wrong, the entire city was infested with zombies.
Yeah, Outlander, it might feel greedy using bandwidth for 4K video, but me, I pay for YouTube Premium, so I'm allowed to use their bandwidth. Anyway, bye, Kendo. If we stuck around and waited for him to get mobbed, then we could... We could have gotten an early shotgun, but... Again, I want to try to reach the RPD before picking anything up, because that way Brad shows up. Come on, go down. Dang it, Leon. I gotta be careful at the screen transitions. Mainly because while in RE1 Remake, the way the new controls worked was if you go through a screen transition holding a direction, you will continue going that direction. But then if you start holding a different direction, you will change directions to what direction you pressed. In this game, basically, if you go through a screen transition holding a direction, it sets that as your new neutral. And thus, any direction change you do changes where you're going relative to where you were already headed. So, like, if I go through a screen transition holding up, or like here, I'm holding down, but now if I move the, well, I guess that one was pretty standard. We'll find somewhere else where I can make a better demonstration. But yeah, like, go through the screen transition holding up, and then if you start holding right, Leon will move to his right, not to screen right. Also, I'm out of bullets now. Okay, knifing people is going to be a lot easier since I can just quickly run away. This is a huge advantage for this game, being able to just move freely. And being able to just weave through everyone like it's nothing. Outlander, I'm aware there were bullets behind me on the bus, but I am trying to see if, Brad is gonna show up. I don't know if he does in the rando, but in the base game, if you reach the RPD without... Ah, yep, here he is. Get to RPD without picking anything up, and Zombie Brad here shows up. And defeating him gives you access to a special key. How am I doing? Still yellow caution. A little too far. Oh, look at Brad quick turning. Didn't know he was on the new controls. I'm gonna die. Brad's gonna kill me. I don't know if trying to swipe his legs is gonna do much for us, but... Brad, can you not quick turn? Need to get behind you, bud. I don't like this. Okay. I think we... Well, we would have had a chance. Okay, here's an idea. I'm gonna try this again. But this time I'm gonna see if I can save some bullets for Brad and use the knife before Brad. Well, let's try again. And we're skipping the crunchy FMVs this time. And yeah, Outlander, as far as original RE2 versus RE2 Remake, like, I personally prefer RE2 Remake, but in terms of narrative and setting up Resident Evil as a franchise, it's undeniable the impact that the original RE2 had.
Freeze! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Also, this is unskippable, so unfortunately we have to watch Kendo say sorry about that every time.
Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on. I don't have a clue. By the time I noticed something was wrong, the entire city was infested with zombies.
I still think the funniest part about OG RE2 is that no ending is canon for the rest of the series. And it has 4 of them. There isn't a single one where the sequence of events that unfolds in the game can be taken as is into the series going forward. Be nice if I could stab him through the fence, but nope. Wow. They're moving in sync and also don't want to open the fence. Yeah, Brad is stronger than standard zombies, so we do have a better chance at being able to knife these guys. Though I'm running out of space here, and if Leon keeps on having his knife bounce on terrain, it's not going to go well for us either. Whatever. We can push our way through those guys. Just gotta try and get this guy down. Ugh. I don't like taking so many bites. Well, we're through there. We've used no handgun ammo. We only really have 3 more zombies who are going to be at all in our way before Brad. Like, everyone else we can run by without any issue whatsoever. Ooh, and this lady here's cooperating. Oh. But I ran into him instead of around him. Cool, we're going in with caution. Or maybe worse. Dang. We got some good zombies on that screen and I squandered the opportunity. Anyway, we run past these fellas into the bus, where there are 2 more zombies who have a chance at biting us before we reach Brad. Leon, it helps if you aim at her. Dang it, she got me. How am I doing? Orange caution, that's not great. Go down. There we go. Okay. So, we now have full ammo going into Brad, which, I mean, hey, that's something. And Yes, Outlander, the Game Boy Color game did absolutely use very crunchy samples of these specific moans. And this game, this version, also uses crunchier versions of the sounds than the PS1 version did, because, again, N64, cartridge size, 64 megabytes. As you can see, Brad is a little bit tankier than most zombies. Cool. Took only every single bullet I had. But we got the special key. But yeah, seriously, cannot overstate the amount of crunch they had to add to this game to take it from 700 megabyte per each of 2 discs PS1 game to a 64 megabyte N64 game. We can't go back to try and grab the handgun ammo or shotgun that we missed by skipping those earlier. But here we are at the RPD. And now the true rando begins. It is wild to me that this game has an official rando. To obtain the key to open your heart, I'll wait for the unicorn, the beautiful beast. Alright, we got some H-gun bullets. That's good. I needed H-gun bullets. Badly. So, Outlander, if you play this version over the PS1 version, which is also the version that got used for the GameCube port and for the GOG PC port, the N64 gains an item randomizer, which is neat. Though the PC port you can mod for item rando. It gains this control style, which makes it way easier to control. It gains a few files, I think like 8 files that don't exist in any other version of the game, which means that this is technically the most canon version. And then you lose a lot in terms of fidelity, both in terms of visual crunch and audio crunch. Probably should use that typewriter, huh? Oh, hi, Marvin.
Oh, man. Who are you? Oh, you must be the new guy. Leon. Sorry, but it looks like your party has been canceled. What happened? About 2 months ago, there was this incident involving zombies in a mansion located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind everything. They risked their lives to reveal the truth, but no one believed them. Not long after that, all this started to happen. Hang in there. Don't worry about me. Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms. Here, take this key card. You should be able to unlock the doors in the hall with this. Now go. But just go.
Fine. But I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.
Yeah, honestly, I love every version of Resident Evil 2. It's arguable that if you really want the best experience, the Dreamcast release of Resident Evil 2 OG is the best one, mainly because it's got the high fidelity stuff from the PS1 version, and also a few unique features like, hey, if you've got a VMEM, you can see your status at all times on the memory card screen. So you don't have to open the menu every time you want to see what your health is at. Like, that's an advantage that this version doesn't have. Also, these saves don't belong to me. They belong to whoever owned this cartridge before I bought it on eBay. So I'm going to go ahead and delete them all. Yeah. As far as I can tell, there's no bad version of OG RE2. Almost. Technically, there's like a Tiger Electronics handheld thing that is technically considered Resident Evil 2. That one's bad. But like, any game where you're playing this actual RE2 is good. RE2 is just a really good game. Okay, let's sneak on by here. I see you moving down there, man. This guy, his head keeps turning to look at me. Right, I need to be keeping an eye out for stuff, don't I? But I also don't want to have to deal with more zombies than I need to. Hey, bud. Ooh, a green herb. I've been wanting one of those so bad. And 2 more green herbs. I will take them. And I will instantly use one of them. Look at that! We're at fine. We haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, Outlander, there is absolutely a lot of stuff in that room in this version of the game. I just don't want to use my only bullets taking on those zombies when I don't know where anything is at this point. I honestly, like, the fact that this guy had an herb, that is showing the randoness. Okay, can't go that way. Like, the herb cluster did make it seem potentially like a question, like, is this even randomized? But no, it is. You don't generally find herbs on corpses. Leon, can you stop stabbing the desk and stab the zombie instead? Okay. Ooh, we're not taking a bite. I was gonna say, we're taking a bite here, but then we didn't. Come on, guys. Okay, glad we got that knocked down. Stabbing across area transitions like this is not ideal. Does Leon stab faster when he stabs down? Well, we're back to caution. Okay, I think neither one of them is done yet. Dang, if I was trying to stab Brad to death, we would have been there a while. Dang it. Okay, we're gonna swap to the handgun. I've got plenty of herbs right now. Not so much in the way of ammo. Wait. No, that would mean that I should use herbs instead of ammo. Whatever. They're both done now. Takes a lot less to bring them down with the handgun versus... versus the knife. Knife's good if there's like one enemy. Wow, I used an herb and I'm still at caution. I guess I was at low yellow caution. Oh, we got the quick turns on even not Brad. I don't like that the knife bounces off of chairs and stuff. Yeah, stabbing across screen transitions is not a pleasant experience, I can say that much. Leon actually hit the guy? Dang it. His arm came off on me. Please be done. Okay, that's him done. Alright. So the only guy left is this one, who is very clearly going to get up at some point. I mean, look at him. His face is following me as I move. So just gonna run along here, mashing the A button. Just in case there is something we want. David's letter. My sanity is at its end. I still can't believe this is happening. We lost another man yesterday. Meyer, one of our better marksmen. He saw me panic once we were overrun by the zombies, but he came back to save me. But when the time came to return the debt, I ran. I can still hear him calling out my name. I can still hear the screams coming from behind. The sound of his flesh being stripped from its bones. I was afraid. Terrified. It's the 27th. The fight to stay alive continues. I took out several zombies who managed to break through the barricades. Now I'm cutting through the chill with whiskey, unloading my Mossberg on anything undead. That shotgun's become a close friend of mine. I've blasted many a zombie into fertilizer with it. We've lost 13 men as of yesterday. In 3 hours, we'll bicker over trivial things in the meeting room. It's a total waste of time. When I finish this bottle, my old friend Mossberg will be turning one last body into fertilizer. Peace at last. I can hardly wait. Also, in getting here without picking anything up, we did miss a file in the gun shop. There was a, like, diary or whatever from Kendo himself. But we didn't get that. So, ooh, a red herb. We like those. And another green herb. We like those too. And now we've got a mixed herb, and that's all that's here. I think those were both there normally. I don't know what does and doesn't get randomized in this game. 5, 2, 3, 1. I know it's wrong. I don't remember the code. Yeah, I don't know what does and doesn't get randomized in this randomizer. I know it's not everything that would get randomized in, say, a modern randomizer. Like a mod made by fans. Well, we got some more ink ribbons. All I know is that some things are going to be different from the last time I played RE2 OG on stream. And it looks like we can just leave Floor Guy over there, because he's not getting up yet, and I don't think I've got anything else to grab in there. There's definitely stuff past these guys, but also there's a lot of these guys. I'm gonna wait until I have a better weapon, hopefully, or at least a lot more ammo. Because we're kinda skint. And in here is our first item box, because this is a Resident Evil game where they decided that the first typewriter and the first item box should be in different rooms. And the special key can stay in the item box until later, because we don't need that in here. Police Memorandum. August 23rd, 1998. This letter is just to inform everyone about the recent movement of equipment that has happened during the precinct's rearrangement. The safe with the 4-digit lock has been moved from the STARS office on the 2nd floor to the Eastern office on the 1st floor. 4542, Raccoon Police Liaison Department. So, 4542, we've got the code now. Also, that memo should seem remarkably familiar to players of RE2 Remake, because they had the same general thing happen in that game. Like, RE2 Remake was very faithful in a lot of ways, not so faithful in some other ways, but, like, they absolutely respected OG RE2 in that game. Unlike RE3 Remake, which did not at all respect OG RE3. But still. 4, 5, 4, 2. And they had a green herb in the safe. Okay, we are finding all of the herbs. We're not doing so hot on anything but herbs. So there's our map. Kind of them to have the doors colored so we at least know what's what. Though I will say, even if RE3 Remake didn't respect OG RE3, it's still a really good game. Like, a fun one. It's short, that's for sure, but it's fun. I like it. I do not dislike it. Gee, what was that? It's too dark to see anything outside. I really like how they give us the liquor going across the window on the previous screen, and then in here, our first shot is through the next window. Like, they're doing everything they can to play up the there's something out there angle. For a 1998 PS1 game? Like, come on, that is... They put thought into this. Anyway, let's not activate the shutter because the cord is cut. Also, hey, this guy's missing his head. Wonder what did that. He's missing his head and this window has been broken in. Surely there is no reason for this at all. Oh, and there's blood dripping from the ceiling, which also, again, surely there is no reason for this. Did Leon just say, oh boy? Oh, ammo. I'm gonna take a hit because I'm grabbing this. No, I'm not! So, one thing about the control scheme here, I actually have to be a very light touch on my analog stick to not break into a run. So that's a thing. And yes, Outlander, it was absolutely a good chunk of ammo. I appreciate it. Operation Report, September 26th. The Raccoon Police Department was unexpectedly attacked by zombies. Many have been injured, even more were killed. During the attack, our communications equipment was destroyed and we no longer have contact with the outside. No punctuation. There's no punctuation ending that sentence. And yet here we've got a new sentence starting. We've decided to carry out an operation with the intent of rescuing any possible survivors as well as to prevent this disaster from spreading beyond Raccoon City. The details of the operation are as follows. Also just... yeah, they absolutely could have fit a period on here. Security of armaments and ammunition. Chief Irons has voiced concern regarding the issue of terrorism due to a series of recent unresolved incidents. On the very day before the zombies' attack, he made the decision to relocate all weapons to scattered intervals throughout the building as a temporary measure to prevent their possible seizure. Unfortunately, this decision has made it extremely difficult for us to locate all ammunition caches. It has become our top priority to recover these scattered munitions. To unlock the weapon storage. As stated earlier, it will be extremely difficult to secure all the ammunition. However, a considerable supply still remains in the underground weapon storage. Unfortunately, the person in charge of the card key used to access the weapon storage is missing and we have been unable to locate the key. One of the breakers went down during the battle and the electronic locks are not functioning in certain areas. It has become a top priority to restore the power in the power room and secure those locks. Recorder, David Ford. Operation Report, September 27th. Isn't that yesterday? 1 p.m. The west barricade has been broken through and another exchange ensued. We sheltered the injured in the confiscation room on the first floor temporarily. 12 more people were injured in the battle. Recorder, David Ford. Additional reports. 3 additional people were killed following the sudden appearance of an as-of-yet unknown creature. This creature is identified by missing patches of skin and razor-like claws. However, its most distinguishing characteristic is its lance-like tongue, capable of piercing a human torso in an instant. Their numbers as well as their location remains unknown. We've tentatively named this creature the Licker, and are currently in the process of developing countermeasures to deal with this new threat. Hang on, I'm gonna just real quick open up a page about where the EX files live. Because those exist only in this version of the game, and thus it would be a shame if I were to miss them. Oh, one of them was in fact the thing that I did not pick up in Kendo's shop. Oh well. And another was on the bus. So I've missed 2 of the EX files. But whatever, I'll do more than one run of this game. Actually, the next time I can save, maybe I'll just go make a new file and grab those. Empty soda cans and junk, nothing else. It looks like there was a recent accident here. Looks like an operation map. It's a fireplace. An oil painting hangs above it. The title is A Sacrifice to the Hellfire, with sacrifice being a proper noun for some reason. Anyway, since we're Leon and not Claire, we have a lighter. Okay, so that is in its original place. Shotgun shells. 17 of them. If only I had something to shoot them with. Outlander, Pragmata definitely has my interest. I haven't gotten around to trying the demo yet. How I feel about the demo is going to really determine how I feel about the game itself and whether I get it. Okay, we've got enemies on all sides. And I want to be going to Leon's left. Dang it. Why'd you have to retarget, Leon? Okay, there's a few guys too many. We've got some handgun ammo and a red herb, though. Did they only randomize the herbs and ammo? It's possible. But no, because there was an herb in the safe. That's not just herbs and ammo. Right, I put my stuff away. And that's where we use our special key. The thing that I ditched all of the items prior to the RPD for. Lets us get new outfits. What's on the left? Okay. I believe this outfit was at least referenced in the remake. Anyway, you can see Leon aims his gun differently in this outfit. It's very silly. And what's the outfit that was on the right? Stars Leon. Leon, I don't think you're allowed to pretend to be a member of a different unit. It's kind of funny how Leon's right foot stays completely rooted in place. Like, his right heel is his pivot point. Anyway, let's go back to the original clothes. Which I guess means we did, in fact, deal with Brad for absolutely nothing. But still. Getting and using the special key is interesting and fun. And there's nothing for us to grab in here, I don't think. This is just for developing film. Yeah. And now that I've got freaking 74 handgun shots, I think I can put the knife away. Let's go ahead and toss a save. Get off me. Okay, still yellow caution. Instead of watching Leon reload, combining is always preferred. My guy. If this was RE1 remake, I would love that you were letting me pop your head by kicking you there, but it's not RE1 remake. There is no advantage to popping heads. And I think this game was also before they added critical headshots. The god of the sun and the god of the moon, their gaze upon me is the only thing that can release Red Soul. Okay. Time for a pushy puzzle. It's not much of a puzzle, but it is very pushy. Outlander, I've never played Parasite Eve. Leon, why are you... Is this in the way? It sure was. Alright. Now to push this one to the other side. At least this isn't the slowest pushing we've ever seen in a Resident Evil game. I believe that actually does belong to Resident Evil 1 Remake. And now we've got 2 red jewels. And yeah, I'm thinking the key items do not get randomized. Six bullets to bring down the first guy, 7 to bring down the second. These officers are sturdy. Like, they gave us a lot of ammo, but it's going fast. And this room here is where we will find the third of the EX files. And we grabbed that first aid med from Rebecca's med pack. Ooh, a shotgun. That is going to help a lot. Especially because we've got an extra 17 shots for it. Okay, Jill's note here is another of the EX files. So, Jill's note. It all began as an ordinary day in September, an ordinary day in Raccoon City, a city controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them. That and the lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had the courage to fight. But it's true that once the wheels of justice began to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape. So yeah, that is one of the EX files, which was added specifically in the N64 version. So yeah, hooray. Unique files that do not exist in other versions of this game. Like, literally any other versions of this game. Chris's diary. August 8th. I talked to the chief today once again, but he refused to listen to me. I know for certain that Umbrella conducted T-virus research in that mansion. Anyone infected turns into a zombie. But the entire mansion went up in that explosion, along with any incriminating evidence. That is not an appropriate place for a semicolon. Since Umbrella employs so many people in town, no one is willing to talk about the incident. It looks like I'm running out of options. August 17th. We've been receiving a lot of local reports about strange monsters appearing at random throughout the city. This must be the work of Umbrella. August 24th. With the help of Jill and Barry, I finally obtained information vital to this case. Umbrella has begun research on the new G virus, a variation of the original T virus. Haven't they done enough damage already? We talked it over and have decided to fly to the main Umbrella HQ in Europe. I won't tell my sister about this trip because doing so could put her in danger. Please forgive me, Claire. And thanks for the unicorn medal, Chris. Oh, hi, Claire.
Leon!
It's good to see you're still among the living. It looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after all. There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
Right.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it. That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
One thing OG RE2 does way better than the remake is actually weaving together Leon's and Claire's stories. Like, they interact a lot more in the OG than they do in the remake, and Leon A and Claire B actually tell different sides of a story instead of being the same story, except swap Ada for Sherry for a side portion. Like, OG RE2 does do that way better.
I can't believe what is happening to this city. I can't believe what is happening to this city.
She really can't believe it. Also, it turns out we also found another of the EX files before I even noticed. So yeah, we've got two now. David's letter in the East office was also an EX file. Every file that has a number like this, like says 7 out of 16, is an EX file. Only EX files get numbered like that. See, like, police memorandum, no number. Operation Report 1, no number. Chris's diary, no number. So if we see a number on it, that means it's an EX file exclusive to the N64 release of this game. A picture of the STARS members. All right, it's tough to tell who's who, but we can see a few. So, like, the one with the sunglasses, back row, counting from the right, he is number 3. You know, he's next to Barry. Barry's obvious. And right behind Jill. So yeah, we've got, from the right, I believe that, actually, far right, I don't know. That might be Brad, or maybe middle back is Brad. But either way, we've got Wesker and Barry there in the back. In front, we've got Enrico, Jill, and Chris coming from the right. But there's also a lot of people here we don't recognize. And where's Rebecca? Do they not care about Rebecca? She's their medic. Or maybe she was hired more recently than this photo. I like H-gun bullets. And now to press A on this 50 times. Outlander, that is correct. There is no way they're all fitting on that chopper. In Resident Evil 1 Remake, we saw they instead fit on 2 choppers. Yeah, 50 times examining this desk gets us the special film, which we do not need, but which exists, and therefore I'm going to get it. We also saw the special film in RE2 Remake, though in that game, we didn't have to investigate the desk 50 times to get it. We just had to investigate it one extra time after the button prompt was gone. It appears to be a replica of a gun. The owner is probably a member of the NRA. Yeah, that's Barry. Barry's a gun nut. Marksman contest winner, Chris Redfield. Yeah, Barry's the gun nut, but Chris is the better marksman. Weird.
I can't believe what is happening to this city.
She really can't believe it. Several files from past cases. Nothing useful here. Unopened cardboard boxes. Looks like a rookie's desk. Various devices. Must be where they gathered information. Well, out we go. Let's check the map. Yeah, let's just... I don't have the key for this next door, so we can't go this way. So yeah, I gotta go use my unicorn. We also gotta develop this film. On the subject of Resident Evil, we've actually got a Resident Evil showcase coming up that'll give us some more RE9 info. That's in, what, 2 days? Looking forward to that. Because I think you might be able to tell by now. Yes, this is what we pressed A 50 times for. We had to get a picture of Rebecca as well. Because she wasn't in the group photo, so we needed a photo of her. Yup. Super necessary, not creepy at all, that Wesker's desk had that so well hidden that we had to search it freaking 50 times in order to find it. I don't like walking around with a full inventory, but we do have a lot of zombies to get rid of. And a liquor. Because unfortunately, not having the spade key yet means our only way back to the main hall is the way we came, which is past a liquor. I think we were supposed to get the spade key by now, so maybe they did randomize some key items locations. Yeah, this is a diamond door. I don't think this is the room that had the liquor. Right, this is the room that has the arms. Hey, no, let go. Don't mind me. Okay, he's minding me. You know what? I'm not gonna bother shooting him. Feels like a waste of ammo. Not quite so hard to run away from in this game as in the remake. We're still fine. Yeah, Outlander, there's no telling what those arms were attached to. They were just arms. Oh boy, time for more crunchy FMV. And now we have the spade key. Which, didn't the text say that it was for the key to my heart? That's a spade, not a heart. Perhaps they randomized the keys amongst themselves? That would be interesting. But while we've got our shotgun and a bunch of ammo for it, three in one. The shotgun in this game is kind of way better than it was in the remake. And that only becomes more clear later on once we upgrade it. Ooh, an herb. But I don't have space for it at the moment. I should probably go make space. But I'll check the rest of this hall just to make sure there's nobody else waiting. There's probably someone in here, though. And if there is a group of someone's, then I would use the shotgun again. Buddy. Oh, there's a group of someone's. Hopefully they all stack up. That would be nice. But I don't have any means of enforcing a stack. This dude cut in line. She was ahead of him earlier. And she's done. Got a red herb there. And this door we are allowed to open as Leon right now. Anything in here besides... Oh, we got another EX file. Journalist's note. As I write this, my hands shake with both anger and fear. The civilians of the town have been blocked by the military, and though I sigh for the survivors of the town, I still feel that it's the best decision. They cannot take the chance of the disease spreading any further. I'm going to make it my top priority to discover what has caused this incredibly dangerous incident. So far, I've only found out that the disease is not airborne. I'd just like to point out, there is one red pixel on the image of the papers, and it bothers me. It's right between the words survivors and of on the middle line. We got one red pixel. there was something sparkly. Ah, a small key. And looks like that's the only other thing in here, so I'll have to come back for that. Well, let's go put our shotgun away. Hopefully we won't feel pressured to get it back out for a bit. And yeah, Outlander, the red pixel is almost certainly a compression artifact because, as we've gone over, this game is very compressed on the N64. Sacrifices have to be made when you take two 700 megabyte CDs and squeeze them onto one 64 megabyte cartridge. That's not the direction to the item box. I don't need to keep these red jewels on me right now. Don't need to keep the shotgun on me. We are about to pick up a red and a green herb, so I don't need to keep the first aid spray on me. And if memory serves, the two jewels we've got aren't going to be used for a bit. I think it's like on the second floor that they get used. Or maybe it's in one of these club doors. Either way, I ain't able to use it right now, that's for sure. Use them right now. So there's our green herb. So, as far as the oh boy in response to the liquor goes, that was actually part of an FMV, so the line wouldn't take up any extra space. So, like, that was definitely still in the PS1 version, if what he said was in fact oh boy. I don't think they cut any lines from this version, they just compressed the hell out of them. Like, you can look up a video on the differences between the N64 and PS1 versions of this game, and a lot of them will have side-to-sides of different lines, and it's very clear that the PS1 lines are not crunchy. The N64 ones lose a lot of audio quality. Nothing is wrong. What do you mean nothing is wrong? This trash can's been overturned and there's a blood stain on the ground near here. September 28th, night shift, George Scott. You know, it's funny. We got a crunchier version of RE2 on a Nintendo platform. We got a crunchier version of RE1 on a Nintendo platform. But we never got a crunchy version of RE3 on a Nintendo platform. Like, we got Resident Evil Deadly Silence, which is a crunchy RE1. We got this RE2, which is a crunchy RE2. But RE3 on Nintendo? No, we only got the GameCube release, which is just a straight port of the PS1 version. Right? We got the liquor here. Ooh. I'm pretty sure this liquor only notices us because there's, like, glass on the floor, so it's programmed to be like, oh, it knows you're there because noise. Even if you don't actively step on the glass. Anyway, time to run past the arm hall again, but I don't think the arms are going to come back. Yep, no arms. Kind of wild that they made us go all the way up to the STARS office to get the unicorn medal, then go all the way back to the entrance to get the spade key, then go all the way up past the STARS office to use the spade key for the first time. And if memory serves, we're actually going to be missing our shotgun immediately upon going through that next door. I should have brought the shotgun with me, but it's too late now. Excuse me, fellas. Don't mind me. Just passing through. Find the door, Leon. There we go. But I'm actually going right back in there because that little drawer we passed right here. I believe we can... Yep, small key right there. There we go. What do we got? We have got H-gun parts. And we will attach those to our H-gun as soon as we have emptied it of bullets, because attaching parts refills the gun. Okay, there's a red herb. We do like red herbs. Many of the books are on profiling investigation. None of these books appear to be useful. Company data files primarily on Umbrella Inc. None of these books appear to be useful. Many of the books are on profiling investigation. Okay, so... do I remember? Well, it doesn't matter if I remember where these are supposed to go. Oh. So we're allowed to push that one, but this one... oh, we can also push this one. Isn't there, like, an item back here? I mean, I know there was in the remake. Can I push this one? No, this one is not operable until we get behind, so it doesn't matter what we do with the other ones yet. Let's go ahead and grab this herb. And we can go lower the ladder to be able to get up here from the ground floor without needing to go through a bajillion zombies and also a liquor. Though, we gotta go through some zombies in order to get to the ladder. Shame Leon decided to go for the zombie who was behind us rather than in front. Though I do want to get rid of both of them. Dang it, I reloaded. I wasn't counting my shots. Is this guy just done? He is just done. What about you? Are you just done? I can't tell because the very crunchy background with its non-alpha pixels on the railing are blocking where your blood stain would be. Oh, nope, he was not done. He's done now, though. And this is nothing. Even though it looks like it should be something. Eleven, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I think these guys are both... Yeah, he's done. There we go. We now have a ladder down to the first floor. And it looks like there's nobody else left in here. And we got another item box up here. And this is actually a familiar item box location for remake players. Is this a small key? It is a small key. Secretary's Diary A. April 6th. I accidentally moved one of the stone statues on the second floor when I leaned against it. When the chief found out about it, he was furious. I swear, the guy nearly bit my head off, screaming at me never to touch the statue again. If it's so important, maybe he shouldn't have put it out in the open like that. April 7th. I heard that all the art pieces from the chief's collection are rare items, literally worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know which is the bigger mystery, where he finds those tacky things, or where he's getting the money to pay for them. See, in this game, instead of the RPD once being a museum, this is Chief Irons' private collection that he can afford through mysterious means. They're actually setting up the whole he's being paid by Umbrella thing. May 10th. I wasn't surprised to see the chief come in today with yet another large picture frame in his hands. This time it was a really disturbing painting depicting a nude person being hanged. I was appalled by the expression on the chief's face as he leered at that painting. Why anyone would consider something like that to be a work of art is beyond my comprehension. Don't worry, we burnt that one already. Also, this is the first room where an ink ribbon, or not an ink ribbon, a typewriter and an item box are found together. No, it's the second. The dark room was the first room. It's the first room on the east side? And that is my H-gun empty. So let's combine the H-gun parts with the handgun. And there we go. We've got a better H-gun with full ammo again. Now it's the C handgun. I don't know why they don't abbreviate the hand, but I guess probably because custom H-gun might not have fit in the text limit that they were allowed. No, it would have fit. Why not custom H-gun? Be consistent with what word gets abbreviated. Maybe it's not custom H-gun because they didn't want people to think that it fired H's. He's not down for good. Oh, right, this can fire bursts if we hold the button instead of just giving it a light tap. I think the guy in front actually is done. What about you, fireman? Oh yeah, fireman's done. And hey, look, it's fire! Nope, he wasn't done! Leon, I think you missed his head with your stomp. And this does take us somewhere else. I'm getting a little bit off track, I think. Because there's still upstairs in the library to go. But whatever. Right. Birds. Let's go get a knife for those. Running really low on H-gun ammo. I don't want to have to switch to my shotgun, but I might have to. Just feels not as good to use the shotgun on single enemies. Okay, maybe knifing the birds is not the right call. Oh, I got one. Or maybe not. Why did I have it in my mind that knifing the birds was a good idea? Come at me, I dare you. Oh, the birds don't want a piece of this. Okay, I'm starting to think that knifing the birds just isn't a thing. Oh, I already unlocked this. Got no reason to go back out there. He's been pecked to death. Get back where I can see you, bird. Did they really have to bust through the window? Like... There were already birds in here. They could have come through this window. They didn't have to make new holes. That's property damage, birds. You didn't have to do that. Gonna have to write them up for that. The handle was on the wrong part of the door there. The handle is not connected to its own shadow. That's very silly. Like, I expected the part that turns to be connected to the shadow, but no. The part that turns is away from the shadow. Oh, classic Resident Evil games. You can be so silly sometimes. Excessive pressure may rupture the water tank, but unfortunately I don't have a valve to rupture the water tank with. Alright, we got some Zambonis. He's done for. I can probably get around these two, yeah, no problem. Honestly, should have gotten around the other two as well. There's plenty of space out here. Nothing special. Doesn't appear to have been used much. It probably hasn't been working for some time. Well, there's our valve. And some H-gun bullets. We do like those. And those will all fit straight into our H-gun. Grab the ink ribbon. Is that a file? No, it isn't. Oh no, zombies! Still amuses me that they pull that. I don't know that there's ever been another part or time in the series where they've done specifically that, like enemies showing up during the door transition. I mean, I guess in Resident Evil 1 there was the dogs if you tried to open the front door like an idiot. I was trying to go around you, sir. And I was trying to stab you, ma'am. Well, that's what we've got a mixed herb for. Oh, too dangerous to go back outside. I should have just left. Outlander, I never did play Dead Space for the channel, and I can say that with 100% certainty because I've never played Dead Space. So the thing about me, I love me some Resident Evil. I don't necessarily love horror games in general. Part of what I love about Resident Evil is how campy it is. Resident Evil is a very silly series, and I love that about it. So we've still got the valve handle. Right, don't we use it in the sewer? More H-gun bullets! But the helicopter is indeed a complete wreck. That's twice now we found exactly enough H-gun bullets to fill our H-gun. Might as well go drop off our knife. Grab another heal out of the box while we're at it. Also drop off these ink ribbons. And the valve handle. We're not going to use that again for a bit. And maybe we grab the shotgun and just fill it and then put the rest of the ammo back. Yeah, that seems like a decent idea. Actually, I think we're about to use our red gems, so I'll bring those too. Sorry, red jewels. Different word. Wow. The crunchiness of this dark spot is really showing the compression artifacting here. And they hid some ink ribbons in the vase. Nothing but an oil painting wrapped in cloth. It's been neglected and is covered with dust. Nothing useful on the shelf. Nothing inside. Oh, just a precinct key hanging out. A woman relief. There's a hole about the size of a fist. Also, calling it a woman relief instead of a relief of a woman feels odd. Outlander, I have seen an ink ribbon in real life, but not... Wow, the king plug is up here. Not even in the sewer? Nothing inside. But I didn't see it, like, in an actual use case. I think it was in, like, some museum. So, yeah, I haven't seen an ink ribbon, like, in actual use. On an actual typewriter that someone owned and used. It was a museum piece. Isn't there a liquor gonna come through the skylight there? I remember there being a liquor crashing through the skylight. Like, I already grabbed the key, I grabbed the plug. If you're gonna come through the skylight, you should do it already, liquor. But I guess it's not going to, because we are never going back into that room. Not on Leon A, at least. Claire B, maybe. Well, I know for a fact we're not using the king plug for a while. So that gets to sit right there. And the ink ribbon gets to get stacked with our other ink ribbons. So now we've got our diamond key, which opens pink doors. Oh, and we've also got another door that the spade key opens that I just ran past because liquor in front of door. So we've got 3 doors we can open right now. More, actually, because we still haven't gone upstairs from the library. So let's do that, actually. Many books on this shelf are about chemistry. No screaming when we fall through the floor, okay? Ooh, it's another EX file. Raccoon City pamphlet. City Guide number 12, a brief look. Hello and welcome to Raccoon City. As you will notice, our city is a clean and private town dedicated to families. Raccoon City has partnered with our friends at Umbrella Inc. in order to generate unprecedented growth and stability. Umbrella Inc. is a highly regarded and well-funded corporation that cares about its employees. Why would you specify that it's well-funded? They have helped to create many public facilities to make this city a safer place for everyone. As we look to the future, I will continue to support Umbrella Inc. in terms of new business developments. Please enjoy your stay in my lovely city. Thank you, Michael Warren, Raccoon City Mayor. That felt more like an ad for Umbrella than for Raccoon City. None of these books are useful. I told you not to scream when we fell through the floor. You didn't scream, did you? Yeah, we're gonna push that. And this will show us what we need. Okay, so between the first blue and the first yellow, then between the second yellow and the next blue, and then another gap of 1 between those, and then far right's on the far right. Or we can just look at the gaps between. There's a space of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Easy. So this has to move the other way. It's got to go one more to the right. This one's got to go one to the right. And there we go, another plug. So what if I send you one more to the right? Is there an item here? No. So that's an only remake item. Got it. So remake went and put some ammo between the stacks, but OG doesn't do that. Feels weird getting plugs before the sewer. Nothing in this corner? Nothing in this corner. Yeah, what about in the clock tower? We got gears and stuff. Seems to be broken. It won't work. It's a square hole. I don't have anything to put in a square hole. Which is weird because, as far as I'm aware, everything goes in the square hole. So all of our keys have to be used down on the first floor. And I think if we go to the dark room, that'll be a good staging point to get to our key usage from. And I can unload a few things, and also I can get rid of these guys. 2 shots, 5 kills. Oh look, H-gun bullets. None of this information looks useful. Again, gonna be a while before we use a plug. Might as well reload our shotgun. Right, I should be walking around with a healing item. Also, is this valve handle square? I don't think it is. Ah, that looks hexagonal. Not that we can rotate stuff in this game. Okay, so this will actually take us back to the main hall eventually. Oh, hey, fellas. Dang, only got one. Got two that time. And might as well. Oh, there's still one other guy in here, apparently. Lock is broken and can't be opened. Hey, look! Shotgun shells. We like shotgun shells. We'd like them more if they weren't completely filling our inventory. Oh, we'd also like them more if we could use them from a place where we could actually see the enemies. There we go. And there's some film, but I can't carry it. Thankfully, we're not too far from an item box. Oh, another fun fact about this version of the game. If you play with an expansion pack inserted, some screens will be rendered in 480p. Or 480i, rather, while others will be rendered in 240p. I am not playing with the... Oh, Operation Report 2. Missed this earlier. Yeah, I'm not playing with the expansion pack turned on the Analogue 3D, mainly because its handling of 480i content is bad. It uses weave deinterlace instead of bob deinterlace, which results in some comb artifacting during animations, and it looks terrible. They've said that they're working on a fix for that. Hopefully they do it at some point in the near future, but they don't have it in yet. So yeah, we are playing with no expansion pack here. So everything's 240p. Anyway, Operation Report, September 28th, early morning, 2:30 a.m. Zombies overran the operation room and another battle broke out. We lost 4 more people, including David. We're down to 4 people, including myself. We failed to secure the weapons cache and hope for our survival continues to diminish. We won't last much longer. We agreed upon a plan to escape through the sewer. There's a path leading from the precinct underground to the sewage disposal plant. We should be able to access the sewers through there. The only drawback is that there is no guarantee the sewage disposal plant is free of any possible dangers. We know our chances in the sewers are slim, but anything is better than simply waiting here to die. In order to buy more time, we locked the only door leading to the underground, which is located in the eastern office. We left the key behind in the western office since it's unlikely that any of those creatures have the intelligence to find it and unlock the door. I pray that this operation report will be helpful to whoever may find it. Recorder, Elliot Edward. Look at that. Between this game and the remake, it's still Elliot telling us to get through the underground to the sewers. So I guess he didn't tell us to go through the sewers in the remake. He told us to just get out through the parking garage. Still, Elliot telling us where to go to get out of the station is the same between both versions of this game. Yeah, right, the film. Dang, we need to go right back to the dark room to use it. We don't use the film in the box. Oh, G. That looks like a G-virus arm. Code G human body experiment. 9/15/1524. So, September 15th at 3:24 p.m. How did that make its way to the evidence room in the RPD? That seems like the type of thing that Umbrella wouldn't want getting out. Also, hang on. I think there might still be an item for me to grab in here. Because I don't recall having checked these shelves. Oh! 17 shotgun shells. Okay, I'll take them. I think we can just stop using the handgun at this point. We have 37 shotgun shells. Hey Marvin, I'm back. There weren't any survivors in other rooms, so it's really just you. Nothing suspicious. Hey, Marvin, why'd you move? You used to be over there. Yeah, Marvin, you were right here earlier. Why'd you move? Don't need handgun bullets. Not when there's still a chance that I could use the inventory space for something else. Memo to Leon. To Leon S. Kennedy, congratulations on your assignment to the Raccoon City Police Department. We all look forward to having you as a part of our team and promise to take good care of you. Welcome aboard from all the guys at the RPD, but not from the ladies. Where's the welcome Leon? Oh, it's here. It's just... It's too crunchy to read. There it is, the blue sign right there. You can't read it. But it, and neither can I, but it does say welcome Leon with 2 L's in the well, which is a typo that got referenced in the remake. It's very silly, but the resolution is way too low to read here. There's waiting room by the reception desk. I believe you mean there's a waiting room. Unless you're saying there is room to wait. So this zombie's head has been removed. Good job, Marvin. You did it. How you doing? Turning right before our eyes. Bye, Marvin. It's a photo stand, possibly a family photo. Well, I mean, if you looked at the photo, you'd be able to tell for sure if it was a family photo, Leon. Instead of just looking and seeing that there is a photo stand. Can you not get behind this desk? Apparently not. I guess this is supposed to be, like, this is the legs of a rolly chair, so there's a rolly chair knocked down across the way here that's preventing us from getting behind the desk and seeing if there's anything back there, because clearly you can't hide any items behind a rolly chair. That would just be absurd. We have now got 2 red herbs, 1 in an item box, 1 in our inventory, that do not have green herbs to go with. To be fair, I did use a bunch of green herbs earlier. I'm gonna go back and get that handgun ammo from the West office. I have enough shotgun ammo that I probably never have to touch the handgun again. But leaving ammo behind when I don't know for sure that I'm never going to need it feels wrong. Yeah, honestly, Outlander, I think I'll take the 30 steel boys over the more green herbs. If we're being just completely honest here. Anyway, that's that liquor done. Goodbye, Spade Key. I probably shouldn't have killed the liquor. We're never going to come back here now. A copy machine. Patrol report. September 20th, 9:30 p.m. Reporter Sergeant Neil Carlson. We received a report of a suspicious individual skulking around the sewers in the outskirts of Raccoon City. I searched the area and located the individual, but he ran away before I was able to question him. I recovered the following items: a small amount of C4 plastic explosive, an electronic detonator, 9x19 parabellum rounds, and an infrared scope broken. End of report. What was that guy doing with all that stuff? Files on various cases. None appear to be useful. You just picked up a file that you apparently deemed useful. Okay. Or ink ribbons. Ooh, we got another EX file. Jill's report. July 24th, 1998. Raccoon Forest. The following documents were obtained at a sanitarium owned by Umbrella Corp. Umbrella Bioorganic Weapon Publicity Material. Dev code MA39 Cerberus. Dev code MA121 Hunter. Dev code FI3 Neptune. Dev code T002 Tyrant. In addition to the above, it is believed that several other BOW were created by means of accidental infection. During the course of the tests, it was discovered that the contagion is not limited to human beings and may pose a hazardous risk to plant and animal life forms. Effective means of controlling this contagion have yet to be found. Raccoon City Police Department, Stars Alpha Team, Jill Valentine. Raccoon City data files, most on Umbrella Inc. Visual materials. Files on various cases. None appear to be useful. If I take these H-gun bullets, I can't take the crank up there. And if I don't take the crank, then we can't go squeaky. Squeaky. And that's kind of necessary in a Resident Evil game. So I guess maybe we are coming back here eventually, if I decide that I really need those H-gun bullets. I need to find a place to use the other small key I got. You know what? That room is not far from here. Let's go back, grab the handgun bullets, make it so we never gotta come back here again. Who moved the step ladder back? 28 H-gun bullets. And a pile of investigation reports. And the crank does have a square protuberance. But I don't think it's what the clock tower wants. I'll still go check, though. Yeah, Outlander, if memory serves, I have seen some footage of Parasite Eve 2. And part of why the camera changes in that game are so long is, again, if I'm thinking of the right game, it uses pre-rendered backgrounds, except it's not just pre-rendered images, it's pre-rendered video. It's full-on FMV backgrounds. So needing to load a whole new video to play through as you move through a room, that would take time, especially on a disc-based system. Scree E? Yay, Scree E! Wow, that was a single-use crank, huh? Power source for the clock. The gears are clean. The iron plate seems to have been recently moved. All right, so we need to get a new gear before we can do anything here. And if they haven't randomized the key item locations, I know exactly where it is. So it's going to be a little bit before we can do that. I'm going to go through here first, because I think there's only the one heart key door, and that way we can get rid of the heart key. Gonna go down the side that does not have Mr. Definitely Going to Stand Up Later. Okay, yep, heart key is done. Goodbye, heart key. And goodbye, diamond key. Now we just need to find the spade key. Hey, another green herb. And the cord. Don't you dare crash through that window, Liquor. Or not window, mirror. And the rook plug. I specifically said to don't do that. And didn't we leave something in here? Right, it was the small key and I came back to grab it already. So now that the Liquor's on that side, is he not going to be on this side anymore? No such luck. Excuse me, sir, let me through the door? So we could go use the cord in the first floor hall, but is there any reason to? Like, I think we're supposed to get that way earlier in the non-rando, and it's supposed to actually have some value. And if we use it now, like, doesn't it make it so that when Claire goes through on Claire B, that the shutters open because the thing shorts, like, right when she gets there? I remember there being something like that. Hey, look, H-gun bullets. Dang it, that's gonna fill my inventory. Let's grab the herb first. Except then, if I combine it with our existing herb, then we'll be back to having no green herbs to combine with our red herbs. I think what we'll do is we'll just leave both of these things on the floor. Right, we can use the cord here instead of in the other room. Cord, go, I choose you. That'll keep anything from coming in here until Claire's run. I like more shotgun shells. 11 of them. And downstairs we go. The fact that that took 2 shots feels kind of bad. They take more shots than your average zombie. Let's start by going this away. Autopsy room, it's locked. Need a club key. More dogs. More dogs. Cool. Glad they didn't hit me while I was reloading. Danger. Let's go ahead and use this. That was my fault. Should have been counting my shots. Outlander, the dogs in the remake were almost entirely ignorable, if we're being honest. So we can go down that manhole right now. Or we can continue checking things out. Also, there's more handgun ammo, but I don't need handgun ammo. Not at the moment, at least. Though I do now have an extra empty space for it. Reserve power control panel. Power can be routed to the areas with insufficient power using these 5 switches. Using all the power may cause a short and cut the power supply. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. What a definitely not easily just stumble into the answerable puzzle. Sure, you can do math, because it does show you how much things will go up or down if you flip a switch up or down. But, like, when the answer is up, down, up, down, up, it's just up, down, up, down, up. Yeah, no, Outlander, Resident Evil 2 Remake nailed the horror. Perhaps better than any other game in the franchise. If anything gives it a run for its money, then it would be Resident Evil 1 Remake. Oh, so I only gave power to the card reader, not to the actual door. So we can go through the parking lot. There's a manhole over there. So I guess we should go in the closer manhole first, just to see where it takes us? Man, not gonna lie, RE2 Remake and RE4 Remake are my 2 favorite Resident Evil games, and I love them for different reasons. RE1 Remake also isn't far behind, if we're being honest. But that's what happens when RE1 Remake and RE2 Remake are 2 of the best remakes ever made. Okay, so coming down here just gets us to an item box and a typewriter. Got it. Well, time to stash another plug. Apparently I have been doing a poor job of stacking my H-gun bullets. And let's grab out this red herb, and in fact, let's also grab out our other red herb. Because we know where to get a green herb for it. There's no ink ribbons in here. But I can pull one out. Don't need to play coy with my saves right now. And there we go. Every single save in this cartridge is now mine instead of the original owner's. Because, if I'm being honest, I never owned this game on the N64. The first Resident Evil game that I owned and played was RE1 Remake. I did watch a friend play through some of RE2 on his PS1. But Never played the games myself until RE1 Remake. And then I bought the whole franchise on the GameCube, which it was very nice of them to put all of the canon RE games at the time on that system. And yeah, I've been hooked on the franchise ever since. So let's grab specifically the green herb and only the green herb. But then also the handgun bullets, because I don't want to just leave them there. They looked lonely. I'm gonna grab the handgun bullets from here too, on the way to put them away. So Outlander, I also loved Resident Evil 5. When it first came out, I did play it solo, and I liked it just fine. Going back and playing it solo, it's very clear that there's a lot of things they could have done better. As a multiplayer game, it's still great. Right, I should consolidate my H-gun bullets. Resident Evil 6, I can see not liking it even as an action game, though I will say it is much better of an action game once you learn all the controls that the game doesn't tell you about, like how to dive and fire from the ground, etc. Like, if you watch a speedrunner play Resident Evil 6, it's very clear that they play a different game than what the game teaches you how to play. Like, there's a lot wrong with Resident Evil 6, but some of it is fixable just by learning more about the game that the game itself refuses to tell you.
Sorry about that. When I saw the uniform, I thought you were another zombie.
Who are you?
Ada Wong.
And what are you doing here?
I'm looking for some guy named Ben. He's one of those reporter types, always looking for a scoop. I heard he was locked up in the cell block, only there's a wrecked car barring the entrance. I've been trying to find another way inside. If we work together, we can move this thing. Give me a hand here, will you?
So she's not looking for a man named Ben or anything like that. She is looking for some guy named Ben. And that right there is a first aid spray. Cool. Our inventory now contains 33 shotgun shells and 3 full heals. We are ready for quite a bit. Oh, she's just following us now. Nifty.
Ada, wait!
She is no longer following us. Behold, dogs that will definitely never break out of their cages. Did that actually work? No. We appear to have forgotten to make to add alpha to some of these bars. The right two gaps here are cutting off dog. A red herb. Jeez, I'm sorry I took your herb. Who knew dogs cared so much about a red herb? I'm pretty sure that wasn't a red herb in the non-rando. I think that was, like, actually a key item. Because why on earth would dogs react like that to taking a red herb? Also, does this one not open? I guess not. But there's two doors on the floor. Did they just forget to make this one open up? I think they did. Yeah, we got some more H-gun bullets. If I take those, I can't hold anything else, so we'll leave them there for now. Green herbs. Let's grab one of those and combine it with our red. So that we will have 4 full heals in our inventory. Time to meet some guy named Ben.
Let me guess. You must be Ben, right?
No, I'm
Get
some
up
guy
now.
named Ben.
What do you want? I'm trying to sleep here.
Is this the guy?
Ben, you told the city officials that you knew something about what's been going on, didn't you? What did you tell them?
And who the heck are you?
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella, based in Chicago, but he suddenly disappeared 6 months ago. I heard a rumor that he's here in the city.
I don't know anything. And even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
Okay, I say we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell?
I have it right here, officer. But I'm not about to leave this cell. Those zombies aren't the only things crawling around out there.
What was that?
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell. Get out of here before you lead it right to me.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building.
What?
Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right, I'm going.
There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside the kennel is a manhole. Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
Some guy named Ben seems to assume that he has infinite food in his cell. So I'm going to use the manhole cover opener thingy. Then I'm going to go back and grab the green herb. I could grab the handgun ammo instead, but I feel like the green herb is more likely to actually see use. Yeah, Outlander water as well, though I would assume that even if it's not depicted, cells would have drinking fountains in them, right? Because you can't deny a person water for untold stretches of time. That would be cruel and or unusual. I've had this small key in my inventory for a while, but haven't found anything to unlock with it. And I think I might not until we get the spade key, which... who knows when we'll find that. I feel like we should have found it already. But I think we do end up coming back to the RPD later. So either I've missed it, or we do return. Which, considering we've been finding plugs in the RPD, I guess there's a chance that we do in fact return. But then again, what would we have found where the plugs were? Oh boy, spiders. Probably should have just ignored that spider. Please don't be poisoned, Leon. Dang it, Leon, I specifically asked you not to be poisoned. Also, I like how the spiders uniquely manage to completely ruin the illusion of the pre-rendered backgrounds. Cool, we got a red herb in here. That's not blue. I wonder how long I'm going to be poisoned for. I don't believe first aid sprays fix poisoning. Not gonna save just yet. And yeah, I think we find the club key, then we go grab some stuff, and we open up a chute in the clock tower, and that's how we actually get somewhere. If memory serves, that's what happens. Also, why is there no this hallway on map? I need my valve, don't I? Also, we're gonna fight old Willie here. But not just yet, it seems. Ah. We use the plugs here. King, Rook, Bishop, and Knight. We don't have Knight yet. But I can go get rid of 3 of them now to make it so that I don't have to use half of my... Oh.
Ada? I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD. It's a dead end.
You think we can get upstairs through this shaft? Give me a boost. I'll go and check.
Yeah, Outlander poison lasts until cured. But blue herbs do exist. I just need to find one. Though, maybe swapping to Ada right now will cure Leon of his poisoning. That would be nice. A picture taken fairly recently. Okay, cool. Why is that there? Not even going to let us take a good look at it. And yeah, now I remember. Ada finds the club key and throws it to Leon, and then Leon starts doing stuff. And then he needs to get the night plug. And once he's got the night plug... Oh, right, we can shoot the screen in this game. I'm sorry for shooting you. Kind of weird that I shot the screen through the dogs, but... C'est la vie. Yeah, let's just hope that Leon is getting cured of poison while we're not playing as him, instead of slowly dying to it. So we came down here just for shotgun shells, which she will throw to Leon. And a map. And yet that hallway is still just not on the map. What gives, game? We've got doors that are connected to empty space. I don't believe we're supposed to press the button yet, because we got to push some boxes into correct positions first. Good old box bridge over floating water, a Resident Evil, an early Resident Evil staple. And apparently I didn't push that middle box quite far enough. So you know what? Let's just not push it all the way, because then we'll be stuck. Because the other box is against the far wall. So if we push it all the way, then we'll have to reset the whole room, and I don't want that. Yeah, Outlander, a lot of games pulled from Resident Evil. Resident Evil was a very popular and influential game when it first released. Come on. Hit the screen, Ada. You don't need your ammo for anything else. Hit the screen. She doesn't want to hit the screen again.
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find anything?
Right here. Think fast. Here's one more. Hey, I can't reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find another way around. I'll catch up with you later.
I mean, by the look of things, you could just stretch your arms up and
What?
reach it just fine.
Ada, wait!
Like, if she was willing to jump, she absolutely could have reached it. And Leon's still poisoned. But at least now... Okay, he's starting to... I think we're in orange caution now, maybe. I'll use a mixed herb once we are in danger. Leon's really dragging his feet. Let's get these plugs plugged in for now so that they are out of our inventory. And hopefully someday, the rando will provide a blue herb. Okay, we're dragging our feet now. King. Oh, it's the queen we're missing. Bishop. And rook. If you go and play RE1 Remake, they were absolutely terrified of the idea that you might get poisoned without having access to blue herbs. So, like, literally, the first place where it's possible to get poisoned, they have a blue herb planter. Not to mention, like, 3 loose blue herbs in less than 2 load screens away from there. But this here rando, they have no such fear of us getting poisoned before getting a blue herb. Which is unfortunate. I would really like to not be poisoned without a blue herb. But sometimes you just don't get to make those choices. I believe I left some handgun ammo on the counter over here. Yep. Let's grab those H-gun bullets. I wonder if Ben's got anything new to say. I wonder if I should really be spending my limited time talking to him. Oh, he's not talking, so I guess I shouldn't be. Because every second I spend poisoned is a second where my health is ticking down. Watch as once we reach the lab, that's where every blue herb in this entire rando lives. Who let you in? Rude. Okay, so... yeah, this door up here to the right is a club key door. Be nice if there were blue herbs in here. Those are zombies, not blue herbs. Why were they doing autopsies on 5 of the same guy? I guess they had to figure out what was so special about him that there were 5 of him. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 of him. Dang it. I was a little slow on the firing there. There might be more stuff in here, but I don't have enough health to stick around and find out. I need to go grab another healing item from the box before I do anything else, just to ensure that I can actually survive. I cannot walk around without a curative of some sort. There is a chance there's another item in that room. The autopsy room, that is. But for now, I got the card key. That's what matters. I can use it to get into the weapons room. And then we'll see. Maybe that's where they're hoarding the blue herbs. Or maybe, indeed, we'll find all of the actual healing herbs before we reach the lab, and then in the lab it's just nothing but blue herbs all the time forever. Well, that's a green herb. And some shotgun shells. 25 shotgun shells. Also, we've got 2 green herbs in here. Because of course they're green. And now, in here, Leon can pick a side pack or a machine gun. And apparently we have to pick one. I feel like leaving the side pack for Claire is the better option. Not that the machine gun is really good, but Claire just has a better option for her weapon. She gets the grenade launcher, whereas Leon gets the shotgun. As is pretty much always the case, the grenade launcher is the best. And I believe Claire is more in need of extra inventory space. I think she might start with only 6 spaces, or maybe she starts with 8, and she just has more things she needs to carry around all the time. Anyway, Leon's taking the machine gun. Except he's not! He's taking nothing! Because I had the foresight to grab the herbs? Well, let's go with that. Just gonna do a real quick look here for any additional currently available EX files, and the answer is nope. There is only one more EX file to find in the A route, and it's in the lab. Cool. I mean, there's also the 2 that I missed on the trip to RPD, which I said I was going to go do once I found a save point, but then I just kind of forgot that I was going to do that, so yep. Y'all got any of those blue herbs in here? Nope, just 7 more shotgun shells. And a magnum. Fine, I'll take a magnum. Watchman's Diary. August 11th. I finally had the chance to see blue skies for the first time in ages, but it did little to lift my spirits. I was reprimanded by the chief for neglecting my duties while I was up on the clock tower. There's only one thing I still don't understand. The chief seemed to be more concerned about the fact that I was up on the tower rather than that I was neglecting my duties. Why was access to the tower prohibited in the first place anyway? September 5th. I recently talked to the old man who works in the scrapyard out back. His name is Thomas. He's a quiet man and really seems to enjoy chess. He even went so far as to design a special key and lock engraved with chess pieces on them for one of the doors in the disposal yard. We made plans to play chess tomorrow night. I can't help but wonder how good he is. One thing that's been bothering me about him is the way that he's always scratching himself. Does he have some sort of skin disease, or is he just rude? September 9th. Thomas was a much better player than I had imagined. I used to think of myself as a fairly decent player, but he did a pretty good job of humbling me. About the only thing I imagined that could match his skills in chess is his appetite. All the guy did was talk about food throughout the entire game. He sounded fairly healthy, but he didn't look quite right. I wonder if he's okay. Geez, he was itchy and talking about things that are tasty? September 12th. I was supposed to play another game of chess with Thomas, but we had to cancel it because he hasn't been feeling so well. He stopped by to see me, but I told him to go back and rest since he literally looked like The Walking Dead. He insisted that he was just fine, but I could tell he was really having problems. Come to think of it, I haven't been feeling too good myself lately. Okay, and Oh, his throat and abdomen have been torn out. Don't you hate it when your abdomen gets torn out? Like your whole abdomen. Oh, ink ribbons. I mean, those are nice and all, but I don't need them. I've got 10. I mean, I'll have to come past here again to use the last plug. So, if I remember it, I'll be able to grab it on the way back again. And once again, avoiding the side with Mr. Definitely going to stand up at some point. He still turns his head to follow us from the floor. Oh, it is time for some healing. And that's all the precinct keys disposed of. And, yep, looks like they have not, in fact, changed the positions of the key items like this. Light the queen, the king, and the jack. Then the carriage will start running. Okay. Number 11. Well, that's a jack, but we want the queen, then the king, then the jack. So 12, that's the queen. Light. Okay, do we need to... Right, we need to light this, and then it's like buttons on these to turn them on. Yep, turn it on. The queen. The king, which still looks like a bust of a woman, but whatever. And then the jack. And then the chariot will start running by losing its wheel? It's totally messed up. Oh, but this isn't totally messed up. It's H-gun bullets. Okay, cool. I shouldn't have grabbed that. That filled my inventory. But I can use a green herb. It's Not a waste to use a green herb when I'm clearly in caution. So now we've got our G-cog wheel, which we can then take up to the clock tower. And on the way, we can also stash this film we've got in the dark room, which I guess isn't stashing it, it's developing it, but still. Someday we'll find a blue herb. Thankfully in this rando, we actually do know what items we have passed up and or grabbed based on visuals. There are some games where the rando, the community developed randos are not able to show you what item is on the floor, but rather you reach down to grab an item and then it shows you what it actually is. So like you think you're grabbing handgun ammo, but then it's a green herb, etc. This game ain't like that. This rando, you see what the item is when you grab it, like before you reach down for it. So at least here we can be absolutely certain that we didn't miss any blue herbs like in the run up to the RPD. We just missed 2 files and a shotgun, an early shotgun. I don't know what we would have found where we found the shotgun if we got the early shotgun. Whoops, I passed right by the dark room. But the point is, we haven't missed any blue herbs so far. There just haven't been any blue herbs. I'm pretty sure we found a red herb where the first blue herb would have been. Film B, pictured in front of the Arukas Taylor, regressed into a zombie within 2 hours. Subject repeatedly complained about severe agitation of the epidermis, in addition to feeling of nausea. This happened up to the moment he lost consciousness. Picture by R. Lambert. Yeah, Outlander. OG RE2. I'm going to grab a first aid spray just on the off chance that maybe they cure poison. I don't think they do, but maybe. Yeah, OG RE2 on, well, N64 RE2 was ahead of his time in a lot of ways. Like, yeah, it's got a randomizer, which other versions of RE2 do not have. The randomizer shows us what item we're going to pick up before we pick it up. And also, the control scheme, like, this control scheme that I am using in this game right now would later be adopted not for the GameCube release of RE1 Remake, but for the HD remaster released on freaking PS4 and PC 15 years after this game released. With minimal changes. Like, the only thing they changed was the behavior of the analog stick in between screen transitions. Which, that's not a huge change. Oh. Oh no, zombies have broken into a hallway that I'm never going through again because I don't need to. Like, they're in that west hallway down there. like the bottom left corner here. You know, that place that I have multiple ways to avoid and no reason to ever go to again. That place. That's where the zombies broke in. What will I do? But yeah, minimal changes to take this control scheme and put it in the most recent release of a fixed camera angle Resident Evil game. This game was way ahead of its time. Specifically, this release of this game was way ahead of its time. And it's a shame they didn't bring its new features ahead, like even in other releases of RE2. Like, all the features this version of RE2 has over other versions of RE2 remained exclusive to this version of RE2, despite there being later ports. Okay, we got the night plug. And let's jump down the dust chute, which is spelled wrong. It should be C-H-U-T-E. But yes, we will jump down it.
No!
No!
Get away!
How do you get into your cell?
No!
Hey, Ben, I know it might seem
Ben!
rude. Do you have a blue herb?
Can you still hear me? Come on, answer!
Damn! I don't believe this. I almost got the story.
Ben.
Bitter irony. The chief of police, a co-conspirator.
Is that printed on blue herbs? Because if not...
Get that scum. Make him pay.
Hang in there, Ben.
Oh, my chest. It's burning.
What's wrong?
I'm sure we don't need to worry about that thing.
Good God, what was that?
Mail to the chief. To Mr. Brian Irons, chief of the Raccoon City Police Department. We've lost the mansion lab facility due to the actions of the renegade operative Albert Wesker. Fortunately, his interference will have no lasting effects upon our continued virus research. Our only present concern is the presence of the remaining STARS members, Redfield, Valentine, Burton, Chambers, and Vickers. Oh, you don't got to worry about Vickers anymore. If it comes to light that the STARS have any evidence as to the activities of our research, dispose of them in such a manner that would appear to be purely accidental. Continue to monitor their progress and make certain their knowledge does not go public. Annette will continue to be your contact throughout this affair. William Birkin. To Mr. Brian Irons, chief of the Raccoon City Police Department. I've deposited the amount of $10,000 US to the account for your service this term as per our agreement. The development of the G virus scheduled to replace the T virus is near completion. Once completed, I am certain that I will be appointed to be a member of the executive board for Umbrella Incorporated. It is imperative that we proceed with extreme caution. Redfield and the remaining STARS members are still attempting to uncover information on the project. Continue to monitor their activities and block all attempts to investigate the underground research facilities. William Birkin. To Mr. Brian Irons, chief of the Raccoon City Police Department. We have a problem. I have received information informing me. Oh, you gotta hate that informative information. That Umbrella HQ has sent spies to recover my research on the G virus. There are an unknown number of agents involved. They must not be allowed to take this project away from me as it represents my entire life's work. Search the city thoroughly for any suspicious persons. Detain any such individuals by whatever means deemed necessary and contact me immediately through a net. With these precautions, any possible threat should be eliminated. I will not allow anyone to steal my work on the G-Virus. Not even Umbrella.
Where are you going, Ada?
To the chemical plant. I have a feeling that's where I'll find John.
Ada, wait! Hey! Do you read me, Claire? We now have access to the back of the parking lot.
Got it.
I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer. Can you meet me there?
I'm on my way.
Yep. And indeed, first aid sprays do not cure poison. So, Ben, were you hoarding any blue herbs in here, please? No? What about on your body? A miserable death. That's not a blue herb. Right, we gotta go through the kennel. I left some ink ribbons behind somewhere, didn't I? But I also don't care, do I? No, I don't think I do. We've got more than enough ink ribbons to last me the rest of the game. Ink ribbons are not the concern. Blue herbs are the concern. I need blue herbs. Just one'll do. No, I need to keep that. Let's grab our magnum and grab a healing item. And I don't want to save while poisoned, but dang it, I'll save while poisoned. And I think we need our valve handle, like, really soon, so I'm going to grab that. Time to see Willie. Except it's not Willie, it's the G adult. That's right. Hey, Leon, maybe you or Ada should have shot or stomped it while it was running away instead of just letting it go, huh? Why did I grab my magnum if I'm not using it? I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about these little guys. Get off of me. Okay, Leon, how are you doing? Oh. The adult is not yet dead. How am I doing now? Okay, now we need to heal. Alright, big fella's done. Get off me. you got any blue herbs?
Ada! What was that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid. Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada. As an officer, it's my job to look out for you. But we're not going to get through this alive if we don't work together. Okay?
All right. We'll do this your way for now.
Yeah, we're not going to get through this alive unless you find me a blue herb. You got that? Okay, we're in danger, but all we got are green herbs. Would have been nice if one of those was blue. Okay, we got another save room. Got any blue herbs? Just got an ink ribbon. Put my magnum away. Grab another first aid spray. Sewer manager facts. User list of the connecting facility. On the first and third Wednesdays of the month, Angelica Margaret, Chief of Maintenance, will make use of the facilities. Be sure to reduce the moisture levels in the facility by activating the fan, as the equipment she will be using is susceptible to the effects of water vapors. On the 28th of every month, the chemical transporter, Don Weller, will use the facility. The chemicals he will be transporting are extremely volatile. Extreme caution should be observed throughout their transport. On the 6th and 16th of every month, Police Chief Brian Irons will visit the facility to attend the regular meetings that take place in the lab. On the 4th Friday of every other month, William Birkin will use the facility to conduct a training seminar for the Chicago branch of Umbrella Incorporated. As the probability of an attack upon Dr. Birkin will be high, take every measure conceivable to guard his life. You will be informed of all other potential visitors and the times they will arrive as needed. Guide these individuals to their destinations safely. We expect nothing but the best from you. Charles Coleman, Security Chief, Umbrella Headquarters. Yeah, let's give this a little shove. Would you look at that? It's a door. Of course, they keep green herbs in their drawers here. What about blue? I think that's the first time we've gotten a yes or no prompt on will you open a door. I'm gonna use one of these, because I know I'm at caution. And I believe we can light this and render things visible. Hey look, more shotgun shells. Only 7. Kind of wild that in a Resident Evil game we would say, oh, there's only 7 shotgun shells. Too dark to see anything. Oh boy, M bullets. But no blue herbs. Why would there be blue herbs? Blue herbs just don't exist. I have seen no evidence to the contrary at any point in this random. And of course they keep green herbs in their lockers. Why would it be any other color? Ada, out of the way. Ada, come on. Making me go the long way when I'm poisoned? I'm starting to think she wants me dead. First not finding me any blue herbs, and now this? Hey, Annette, you got any blue herbs?
Ada! Heads up!
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
Well, Leon's dead. And Ada somehow got all of her ammo back. And she cannot take that elevator up. Yeah, just leaving Leon there, shot and poisoned. Dude is dead. Can't believe Capcom killed Leon in both Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Gaiden. So, Annette went this way. Also, they used the wrong chute again. Imagine having a cockroach the size of your face land on your face.
Don't move. You're the one who was with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself. Ada Wong. Ada Wong. I've heard that name before. Now I remember. One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his girlfriend's name as his password. Ada and John, I believe. How did you know? Who are you? Annette Birkin. My husband is the man responsible for the creation of the T-virus. William Birkin. What? John's dead. He became one of those zombies. My condolences. And although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone take the G-virus away from me. G-virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is... precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him.
Oh, time for crunchy FMV.
This way.
So in order to fit these FMVs on the cart,
Sheer perfection. My precious G-virus. No one will ever take you away from me.
I'll say once it's done.
There he is. So you finally come. Doctor, we're here to collect the G-virus sample. Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work. Stop. You might hit the sample. That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
William. Oh my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of that bullet wound first. Stay here.
Which bullet wound? There were several.
Alpha team, have you retrieved the sample yet?
Affirmative. We'll be at the rendezvous point in 1 minute.
Roger.
Are you telling me that he injected the G-virus into his own body?
That sounded like Claire, not Ada.
Ability to revitalize cellular functions.
What was that? Something's wrong. Let's check it out. Over there. Shoot it! Eat this, you freak! I'm stopping it! What is this thing? Hurry! What is this thing? Fire! Fire! Son of a...
So those rats were the carriers of the virus. As a result of his virus-induced transmutation, William should have lost any prior memories he had as a human by now. Even worse, every G-virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other creatures. And create offspring. No.
Well, buying it.
Too bad.
So, A, Annette has the time to look over the usernames and passwords of all Umbrella employees, apparently. But B, the FMVs in this game, in order to fit them on the cartridge, what they had to do was A, compress them to hell and back. And B, they actually had to basically get rid of every other frame of the FMV and tell the game to interpolate between what frames were left. So, like, literally there is half the frame data in this version of the game for the FMVs relative to every other Resident Evil 2 release. Oh, he lived!
Ada?
But is he still poisoned? Yep, he sure is. Oh, and he's in danger. Okay, we can't go up there. I want to keep playing. I want to find a blue herb. But unfortunately, I do have to stop. It is time for my cats to receive their dinner. And I need to make sure one of them actually eats all of hers because she has to have medicated food these days. So, yeah, I can't just pause the stream for and go AFK for like 5 minutes. It's got to be like 15, which that's a little much. So we're going to go ahead and save now and then call it a stream. So thanks for dropping by to watch and chat and all that. I will be back on Thursday to continue this rando and hopefully find a blue herb. See you then, friends.